Point of view cameras are particularly useful in the instructional area because the viewer can see exactly what the person taking the footage is seeing. So it's wonderful for a particularly detailed perspective. The cameras have a very narrow focus but quite a wide angle view, so it can get down into the very nitty-gritties of what the instructor is trying to show. The cameras are particularly small and they're particularly light. They're very rugged and weather resistant and can be waterproof as well. So you can mount them onto very many different items of headwear. You can put them on your shoulder. You can put them on bars, on walls, etc., etc. So they're particularly flexible. Point of view cameras are particularly useful in certain teaching areas, such as the trades, carpentry and plumbing and masonry and plastering. But also other areas such as refrigeration, where the instructor needs to get down into some very fine detail. Plumbing works, piping works, and the electrical trades where colours need to be shown and it's quite close detail. Other teaching areas include some of the action areas like policing and the sports fields, but also some of the high detail areas like jewellery, where the instructor needs to focus on very, very, very fine detail. Massaging, hairdressing, other areas where really the instructor's using their hands and can't afford to use a hand to be able to film something. So they can pop these little POV cameras on their shoulder or perhaps on some sort of headwear and show the detail of what they're instructing. Here's some of the mounts you can put these cameras. Here's a hard hat situation, which may or may not be in general use, but you can see there's a side mount there on that hard hat. Otherwise, of course, you can use a stock standard baseball cap. And there's the mount that goes on top there, and we'll demonstrate that in later videos, how that secures. There's the classic behind the neck look, where the camera slots in there. That's probably quite common. You can even use a shoulder harness where the camera fits on top of the shoulder and secures in. Cameras can also be secured to goggles, especially if there's personal protective equipment involved and there's a danger of the eyes being pierced. You can place a camera on the goggles. The actual unit mounts in here and controlled by a video, an on and off, sorry, not a video, a remote, an on and off remote. There's another camera called the Contour. This is a high definition camera. Now you can see it's quite tiny and again able to be mounted in all sorts of different areas and again quite rugged. The wonderful thing about these cameras is you can record internally or externally using common memory formats such as SD cards. The videos are downloaded in common formats as well, AVI and MOV, so applicable to both Microsoft and Apple. Again, it can be controlled quite easily using remotes, and there's internal and external mic functions as well.